Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say today. All right. Okay. So our card is the Seven of Wands, and this has everything to do with valor. This makes sense to me right off the bat. I am seeing, I am really seeing quite a story emerge here. Let me just, I'm going to pour out some of this tea so it doesn't change everything. Sometimes it likes to shift all the signs as we're reading them. Okay, so let's go ahead and I want to start, well, my goodness, there's so much. Okay, so we have, let's start right here. We have the Tower, okay? And you can see, here's the Tower. There's a person beneath it. You know the Tower is a moment in our life when something happens, something big. Usually this is pretty destructive. It can shake us to the core, okay? This is like a divorce. This is like, losing a job. Losing your house. A lot of different, it could be anything, but I'm thinking of like some of the most stressful things, right? Now it doesn't have to be, one of these things. It could be something smaller. But often I find in my life anyways, it's the small stuff that really gets me. It really is. I have been through a lot of periods of a series of people dying in my life, transitioning. And I remember the last time there were a few people, 3, and then one more person. And I was struggling through it, right? And this was in about a 6-month period. And then right at the end, my cat passed away and I lost it. I absolutely just could not handle it anymore. And I'm laughing because it was such a buildup of things, right? And a lot of loss and grief. And that was the thing that kind of just sent me over the edge for a while. And this was years ago, but it took me years to get over it. And so I look, when I see the Tower, it can't, I think, oh yes, this could be something really big, right? Health issue, like I said, divorce, something disastrous. But this could also be something that, from the outside looks like, oh, that's just like, not a big deal, right? But it's something that really just sets off a chain of events, or it is something that ends the chain of events, right? It's that last little thing that just really kind of is the marker of the end of an era of time, right? A cycle. So we're looking at this, okay? We also have a dragon over here. And you can see it has its mouth open. It does not look like it's in a very nice place. So anger, something big happening. I look at this and I think, I don't believe that this is happening right in this moment. Okay. I feel that the Tower moment is something in the physical world. Okay. Maybe something having to do with your home, something to do with your work, something like this. Okay. I also think that it took you by surprise. Okay. There seems to be a lot of anger, anger, but also just a sense of protecting what you have worked for. Okay. And I turn this. Okay. And I don't like that this is where the reading started, but you know what? I have a good feeling about it, because now we have, and it looks kind of almost like, if you could see, maybe in my mind, I'm putting this together as something like a princess, a queen. And if you see it from my angle, and I know it keeps, we have a heart right here and we have a heart right here. Okay. And below this dragon, and now the tower is on its side, we have that person who had their arms up. Now they're on a horse, like a knight. Okay. So we also have a knight over here. And this is over in this emotional and spiritual zone. So you are on the ready to deal with this. Okay, you are protective. This is in, and you know what? As I look at this, I see we have the heart, but we also have, and you know what? I said it was a heart. I actually think it might be, and if I look at it from down here, it kind of looks like actually the Grail, like the Ace of Cups. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you are going to protect yourself from this blow up. Okay, this thing happened. It came out of nowhere. It feels overwhelming. Okay, you've been getting through it. You've been working through it. But you are also really protecting this part of yourself that is the love, that is the goodwill, that is the, kindness, happiness. What am I trying to think of? Almost like it's not naive. It's not so much that it's like some kind of maiden energy, but just this really enduring love, wisdom, and earthy energy. And with that cup, it is also the beholder, the keeper, okay, of the vessel that holds the waters of creativity of life. Okay, so this is almost like a mother energy. And I think that this is an aspect of self. Although, we could look at this and think maybe something is going on with a mother figure, a grandmother, a caretaker. Something has happened. Maybe they have a health crisis. Maybe they are having a housing issue, money, financial, whatever it is. But I do see you really coming in and going from that state of shock and like looking at this giant, how do I decide, what am I going to do here? Am I going to freak out? Am I going to punch a hole in the wall? Kick a hole in something? Or am I going to gather myself, get my mind together, right? Figure this out, make a plan, and be that kind of knight in shining armor for myself or for this family member. Okay? That decision is up to you. Maybe you do both. I don't know. Sometimes I have a plan. I'm cool as a cucumber, when I'm in the mix of things. And then I go, and I've talked about this a lot, primal screaming. I go back, I scream. I scream it out. From the depths of my being, I have to let it out, because I can't carry that anger, that anxiety with me. And I have, I'm neurodivergent, but I also have, and I think this is under this similar umbrella or whatever, but CPTSD. So I don't carry anxiety with me well. I get into a state of, shock, fight or flight, or wanting to, freeze or whatever. I don't know what to do sometimes. So I personally, and I think that this is good for anybody, really, ultimately, finding healthy ways to let out some of those energies so they don't get stuck. We have a lot of this conditioning And, I fully love and respect stoicism in the right context, right? But we have a lot of conditioning as a society, male, female, between on the spectrum, outside of the spectrum, whatever, it doesn't matter. We all are conditioned to behave. We are all conditioned to temper ourselves, right? Our emotions. Stuff them down as much as we can because, nobody else wants to deal with that. It makes you unmanageable as a person, as a being, and to be completely out of control of yourself if you let any of those emotions out. And this is something that we know that's not true. And I think that we know, and we are collectively understanding more and more and more, that we need to have places to let go of some of these emotions, express these emotions, cry, scream, destroy something safely, right? In a place that, where it is constructive destruction, doing physical movement and so on. And hello, TT says hello. She got all the way out of bed just to come and see me and see you. So finding places to put this anger, this anxiety, it's going to be really important for you. Okay. It really, it really can be so detrimental to the state of your mind, body, soul, right? If you are not finding ways to manage some of these feelings. And, as we know, our emotions, our feelings are transient. They do not define who we are. They do not really belong to us, ultimately. It is a passing condition, phase, moment, state to be in. And if we do not cling to it and make it part of our core being, our identity, then it passes along. And I've learned a lot about this even recently as a parent raising a child, is that we try not to, we try not to label our children any one thing, because then they take it in as a belief. And here's an example is, if your child is, being kind of shy, they don't want to talk to a new person or a stranger, or they kind of hide behind you, when they're in a situation where they're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, and you don't say, they're shy. They're just shy. They're a shy kid. Because, they internalize that, okay, this is what I am. I'm a shy person. Well, no, maybe they're just kind of shy in this situation. Maybe they don't feel comfortable yet, but they will. Maybe they sense something that we don't. I don't know. It could be so many things. So this is not unlike our own emotions. If we do not identify with them as being, some pillar of our identity, then we can let go of them, right? Same with the anger. Same with the displeasure, listlessness, and so on. And now, this is not to speak on, mental health things, of course. There are plenty of things that are, hormonal, chemical, whatever, just the wiring of our brain. Again, they're not who we are, but they are part of our experience, okay? And as you know, I'm a huge proponent of therapy and counseling and finding support systems. So You know, if you are privileged enough to have access to these things, definitely look for that. You know, I believe that, you know, our system, at least in the US, it's hard. It's hard to find ongoing care, treatment, unless you can really afford it. But if you do happen to have access, take advantage of that. You know, definitely do that. I feel like, you know, personally, I could be in therapy for the rest of my life. Not because I'm always struggling too much, but, you know, to me, it's anything like, it's like a companion to spirituality, religion, and wellness, and so on. It is something that is beneficial, you know, in most contexts. And this cat, she's falling asleep and just having a time here. Look at you. Are you falling over? Huh? You just want to be loved so much, don't you? You're so sweet. Okay, so you are taking care of yourself. I see this in here. You know, and with that dragon energy, ooh, does it come up? Somebody, though, told me on one of the comments that we are going into next year is maybe the year of the dragon. So I have to look into that. I don't know for sure, but so we might have more and more dragon energy. You are really purring it up, aren't you? I turned on the heater for you. Huh? You want to go lay by the heater? You're going to have to for the next reading, because I can't hold you this whole time, my love. Okay, so, you know, we just have a scattering of emotions, really. There's not a lot of symbols here that stick out, but more that there is the emotionality and there's the scattering. So there's a sense of, oh, you almost fell again. There's a sense of, I'm sorry. There is a sense of feeling, well, if you could imagine a bunch of little pieces of little leaves in the wind, right? Just scattered around a bit. But, you know, there is something in that movement. It might not feel like it when it's happening, especially if it makes you quite anxious. But there is a harmony even in that whirlwind of emotions and anxieties and worries, okay? And it shall pass, and it shall pass. So this is also a place where, you know, I'll mention mindfulness, looking into different techniques that might work for you, you know, different ways to kind of slow yourself down, you know, get back into your body, being really close to yourself. All of this is very grounding. It can be so helpful and definitely worth, if you have not, you know, done any kind of CBT or DBT or whatever, any kind of work that includes mindfulness, it is something definitely to look into. Something that I like to talk about on here is the body scan. We talk about a lot of different mindfulness things and stimming and so on, but self-soothing. But the body scan is a good one. So you sit quietly, right? And you think about the top of your head and you slowly scan down and you think about maybe the middle of your forehead and then your eyes and your ears, and you start to go down and you think, how do these feel? How do my eyes feel? How does my forehead feel? Do I have a headache? Oh no. How does my nose feel? How does my mouth feel? You know, how does my chin and my neck feel? And you kind of just check in with each part of your body from the top to the bottom. Okay, and you breathe slowly in and out, in and out. Okay, and when you get down to your toes, you should be pretty inside of yourself, right? Pretty grounded, centered, maybe not focusing on the outwardly things or those big emotions, or, you know, the thought loops that are happening. And so this is a really, really worthwhile practice to try. I have to admit, when I heard about it, I thought, I don't know, that doesn't sound, I don't know what that is really. But you know what? I do it often, and it does help. It really does. Not every single time, but it does. You know, it has helped. And I will go through all of my list of different mindfulness and stimming things. So, you know, just find the ones that really kind of work for you. And even if you read about it on the internet, when you look up mindfulness, stimming, self-soothing techniques, even if you read it and you think, I don't think so, just give it a try. Give it like 1 or 2 tries for me. Just try it out. Okay, so we have the Dreamer's Deck, 40 Affirmations for Pursuing Your Dreams from the I Know collection. And I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to flip through here and stop where it feels right. I'm going to flip it over. And it says, I know that my blessings come from being thankful for what I already have. I am grateful. And I honestly believe being grateful, living in a posture of gratitude from the smallest things to the largest things in your life, it is the key that unlocks so much potential. You are, I think, just brought into tune with so many things that you overlook. Your day starts to go from feeling like you've missed out on this and this and this, or why didn't this happen, or, you know, so-and-so did this. And you go from that to thinking about, I'm so thankful that I woke up today. I'm so thankful, you know, that I have a place to be, that I have water to drink, that I have, you know, I'm able to, whatever it is, right? There's so many things throughout the day. And if you get into that mindset, if you can reprogram yourself to think in these terms, it will change the atmosphere of your existence. It really will. And that is one of the most sacred keys to the universe, in my opinion. Okay, Pisces, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel so much. We are on a new schedule where I will be putting out a Pisces video every Thursday, and there will also be bonus videos throughout the week. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that so you don't miss any of the videos. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next ones are coming out. And I want you to know when we have bonus Pisces videos coming out. So make sure you check it out. And if you don't see those notifications, come over to the channel and just see what's been put up that day. Also, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean so much to me. They fuel my my want to keep doing these readings. I love connecting with you all. It is truly one of the great privileges of my life, really. So, once again, I want to thank you, and we will talk again real soon.